Typically, like just to kind of finish that point, so you'd like lease the space and then you'd hire drivers for that territory.
So we do a few things, right? I'll give you a couple of options. I land some lanes in this particular region. I have drivers in X region. I drop ship those drivers, kind of like airborne troops. Hey, are you guys willing to travel on the road for the next month? I'm going to house you. I'm going to put you down there. You guys are going to launch this. You're going
Yeah,
to launch to give us time to be able to run it on our own.
yeah,
We also have strategic partners with brokerages. So these brokerages go out there, and if we need to subcontract for a 30-day time frame, we negotiate rates below our bill rate to ensure that we have profitability, right? But they have the capacity already in house. In the meantime, we go out there, recruit, build, and run our own enterprise. There are times where the dynamic nature of that particular operation calls for a brokerage type scenario instead of a dedicated transportation piece. So a lot of people don't know this, right? If you're going to run dedicated transportation, you're going to have a truck, and you're going to have to juice that truck. What I mean by that is you're going to have to use that truck for its full capacity, right? If you're only running once a day and for half of the day, well, that's missed opportunities.
that's
We
right.
call that utilization, right? So we want to optimize utilization within our trucks. We want to optimize utilization within drive time. If you're only allowed to drive 11 hours, right? Well, we build all our routes to be around 9.5, 10 hours. That way they give them a little bit of margin of error there. If
Yeah,
somebody gets sick, something happens, you get delayed, whatever, right? But they're all set up that way on purpose. We try to seek maximum utilization of our driver time, right? So you don't have pissed off drivers hanging out there. If the operation dictates that there be a lot of flexibility within a supplier, let's say you have a finicky supplier and they consistently hold you, right? Well, I'm not going to want to put a company driver on that type of route per se, because a company driver may have a short fuse. That might be a better role for an owner operator who owns the truck, who's on the hook for the maintenance of the truck, the fuel of the truck. That truck, that's their main source of business, right? So I might supplement an owner operator leg within a relay that ties to dedicated transportation guys that are W-2 to us, right? So we build all of these different configurations that are optimal to service the client and to I wouldn't say appease, but to fulfill our mission to our drivers to ensure that they have that work-life balance. That's the only way to win.
yeah,
How do I entice somebody who already makes decent money? Well, the other structure or the other way that we go about this is I'm not a conventional CEO. If you haven't noticed already, man, I'm not a noble CEO, right? I'm a retired soldier, so I see things practically. And our inverted pyramid scheme was to take care of the guy that matters. Being in the military, I was a non-commissioned officer. A non-commissioned officer is a leader of soldiers. He puts the welfare of his soldiers before himself. And therefore, if you take care of your people first, they'll always take care of you. So instead of us trying to pay ourselves these freaking crazy, outrageous salaries, right, we take care of the driver first. And how we do that enough time, the economies of scale, right? Eventually, we're going to eat, and we're going to eat well.
that's right.
But we take care of those guys first. So if I'm going to compete with the big guys, I pay my guys better than the other guys. So that's the first reason they jump. Second reason they jump is we negotiate really, really strong healthcare benefits, right? I don't have privatized healthcare yet, so I have to buy off the economy. But I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. So even though I'm buying off the economy, I'm buying the platinum packages, paying for silver packages for people. I'm giving 50% employer contribution or match for whether you have a family of one or a family of 10, right? Because I'm trying to ensure that they're taken care of. And because that's our foundational tenet and the premise behind what we do, it allows us to compete on a grand scale. So you have the versatility of terminal space. So I could push different geographic regions at any given time. You have the ability to drop ship capacity where it doesn't exist at times. You have strategic partnerships with brokerages that help navigate some of these ebbs and flows and volume fluctuations. Then you have the purchasing of your assets, engineering and designing your own route systems so that you can hire your drivers and provide them the proper insurance, entice them with the best pay. And now you have a disruptor in the transportation industry.
Yeah.
How do I